So a couple more terms to remember, and these will hold true throughout these different approaches or different things that we've observed about learning. So acquisition means you've acquired the association between two things that were not previously associated. Now, if you get food poisoning, and I hope you don't, you could acquire an association between certain meats and barfing. So that would be acquiring an association, and you might not want to eat whatever that is again for a very long time, if ever again. But there's also extinction that happens. This is when it goes away. And then spontaneous recovery, you can get reminded and it can come back. So acquisition, in the case of classical conditioning, you pair something else with something that's anticipated, like the sound of footsteps or the sound of the bell with the food that's coming. And once that association is established, the creature has acquired the learning. But if it doesn't happen for a while, if you don't give the food, it's going to go away, extinction. Okay, spontaneous recovery, if you get reminded of it in an effective way, you don't start over from zero. It comes back stronger than it would have started in the first place. Okay, now you can discriminate between stimuli. So, for instance, if the dog got to know that only one set of footsteps was going to be the assistant who brings the food, and the other footstep, maybe the one bringing the food, has work boots, and then there's also somebody wearing high heels. The high heels are not going to, that person is not going to bring you food. So you discriminate and you don't start salivating at the sound of the wrong footsteps. Generalization is when you associate more things with the conditioned stimulus. I have an in-law who has a real problem with bugs. And I'm saying bugs because it can be arachnids, it can be insects. And it started out with, let's say, cockroaches, and then generalized to the other bugs too. And it causes a really kind of unusual amount of freaking out when a bug is in that person's environment. Okay, so, but habituation also happens. So if we, and that happens to be the sound of the coffee machine, which means I'm about to get coffee and, well, I'm not really salivating, honestly. But if that little beeping sound kept going and just kept going and going, you'd kind of get used to it and you'd begin to ignore it. And this happens probably, maybe in your environment right now, there is some noise like a fan that's blowing. And you get accustomed to a sound or some other stimulus that happens without changing. And so we begin not to focus on it. Okay, so John Watson, he's going to publish in 1911, Psychology as the Behaviorist Views It. And he's going to take these principles about classical conditioning and say, hey, we can do this with humans too. And so this is dastardly. He gets a nurse to let him use her kid, Albert is his name, and he conditions the sweet little child to be afraid of anything with fur. Yeah, I said it was dastardly. Okay, so let's take a look at that video, and then we'll talk about some other stuff.